What's up, nation? What's up? What's up, world? Really appreciate you guys for jumping in. The name is All Nation. We out here in Louisiana holding it down. Hey, here's the situation. The blame game. The blame game, and I get it. The Cowboys, the sky. People like to think the sky is falling. But we're far from that, Cowboy Nation. Plenty of football left. We should not run at the first sight of blood. We are 7-4, but let's go over this game. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Raiders. Was it a winnable game? First and foremost, I have to tell you guys, yes, it was a winnable game. Shout out to you, Greg. The refs. Here's the situation. I'm not yelling out, law, it's the ref fault. Sometimes, and hear me out, you can overanalyze a situation. You can overthink a situation. You can get your mind lost in a situation. And the Cowboys need to move on from that situation. And if it's a little windy, I'm out here. The wind is blowing, it's cool. But hey, we calm and collected. So if you guys can hear me, let me see a thumbs up. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Shout out to you, John. Appreciate you for jumping in. So sometimes you can overanalyze the situation. Why is that? Coach spend too much time talking about the aficionados. You play your game. You play to the level of what you can do. Let's stop looking at the officials. You play and you do what you do best. Now, granted, you can look at what they tend to call. You can look at what they like to do as it relates to the officials, and you play against it. You make the necessary adjustments. You got to make the necessary adjustments. So in the course of a game, if you're seeing that they like to call, dare I say, PI, when it's one-on-one coverage, then lo and behold, you go and you tell your quarterback, when it's one-on-one coverage, lob the ball, because there's a lot of things that can happen in favor of the outcome. But you can't complain about it if you never go out there and do it. The game didn't open up until the latter part of the fourth quarter, or right around the third quarter, latter part of the third quarter, when Dak Prescott started to target Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup, when he was one-on-one to the outside. That's what you're supposed to do the whole entire game. Stick a fork in us. This is Brian. Appreciate you, Jake. Thank you for jumping in. My other point that I would like to bring up, Ezekiel Elliott, if he's not healthy, if he's not 100%, let's not throw him out there, because it didn't look like he was 100%. And I know you'll never get a player 100%, but what I'm saying is that he's really limping, and his 2.8 yards per carry is not the answer. It was one of his worst games as well. Let him heal, let him rest. Let's go out there with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard was a catalyst in this past game, and he did his job. So let the man rest. Dak is my guy, but he has to win that type of game. Just shout out to you, Greg Berry. Now my thoughts on Rain Dakota Prescott. And hear me out, Cowboy Nation. This was not his best game. He cannot use the bevy of excuses of the aficionados. He can't use the situation where he didn't have his wide receivers. I get it. Dak Prescott, in these type of moments, you have to elevate the team. You have to motivate the team. And the team have to make sure that if this is the quarterback, this is your franchise player, this is the leader of your team, you can't allow drops to happen. Those are mental situations. Those are situations that you have to say to yourself. Chances after chances. Schultz, you got to catch that. Noah Brown, if the ball hits your hands, you got to catch it. Wide receivers, on your hitch, on your comeback, fight through it and come back and fight towards the ball, nose the ball. Don't allow the ball to hit your body or face or ground. So we're gonna have to really dive deep into that. And here's another thing. Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. We don't get that with Wolford Brown. Anthony, I'm going to throw a flag on us, 3rd down Brown. We're not going to get the benefit of the doubt, Cowboy Nation. So, go Brown. There's been a lot of people banging on the table saying that he's a solid guy, right? There's a lot of people been banging on the table saying, hey, he's one of our better DBs. But at this point, not everybody is lying, right? Not everybody is lying. In the Cowboys organization, they're going to have to figure out this Anthony Brown situation and bring forth a guy that can really challenge him on the outside to insert him so we can see the differences. I'm not saying that Anthony Brown is trash. I won't say that about the man. But there's something extremely wrong when you look up on 3rd down and you see the flag. I'm not saying that it's poor technique. I'm not saying that he's at the wrong place at the wrong time. But for my mind's sake, the Cowboys need to fix that. We can't continue to go on and on and on and on and seeing the same situation, expecting different results. 2 terrible calls against AB, very poor technique. He got to get his head around to the ball. Now the one at the end, you know, it's 50-50, those judgment calls, but he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt. So the Cowboys organization, if they did it for Connor Williams, man, baby, they should be doing it and looking at it for Anthony Brown at this point. That 2-point play was done for us, yeah, with Wilson. Look, my thing is, I'm just going to freestyle this thing all the way up. Freestyle this thing all the way up. I thought we was done with political football. I thought we was through with political football. Shout out to you, Jason. I thought that we were done with political football. Greg Zuerlein. We can't have a volatile kicker. A kicker should be the last thing on your mind. A kicker should not be the person that determines the outcome of your game. One can argue that the Cowboys will have 2 less of a loss, and I hate to say this, it kind of sounds crass, but if the kicker just make his kick, we win. You know, the first game of the season, if the kicker make his kick, we win. I'm talking about just the simple things, the little things, extra points. I get it. He said he don't even practice it. Look, the kicker. We had a guy by the name, I'm gonna missay his name on purpose. But his name was Hallelujah. You get rid of a guy who never missed a kick in practice. You get rid of a guy who can kick and nail at 70 yards. You saw the video. We get rid of the guy that's last name is Hallelujah. And you bring in Greg the Leg. And he's so volatile. How you miss the extra point, man? Good grief. The sky's not falling though, Cowboy Nation. We're 7-4, but some of the things make you scratch your head and say, hey, Greg, we like you, dog. We love you when you make the kick, but dog, man, when you miss these kicks, it's the simple ones that you miss. We have a chance to win. We have a chance to win, but Dak Prescott choked. This is from Greg Berry. My thing is with Dak Prescott, when he's hot, baby. Oh, baby, when he's hot, he's hot. But when it's not hot, boy, the Cowboys fan base, and I'm thinking that collectively speaking, and I'm not talking about Dak Prescott. I love Dak Prescott, but I can't put him in the category of choking, by the way. You know, he didn't throw an interception. Now, he just didn't live up to the expectation that probably a lot of you guys have in this particular game. But I come here to tell you, but I think that I think that people like you, Greg, Barry, collectively, not not talking about you, but collectively, is getting into the minds of some of these players. Because they repeat the sky's not falling, right? They repeat that, hey, this is not a situation whereas, the bandwagon fans will leave and all of these things. They're worried about the wrong stuff. They're worried about the wrong situations, the wrong outcome. You know what I'm saying? They're worried about the wrong things, man. And it's working. It's working. Some of y'all trolls, y'all working on some of these players. They got family members, they got Instagram, they got people that talk to them and echo what you guys are saying on a collective base. And it's like a trickle-down effect. It's like a trickle-down effect. And it may be getting into some of these players, unfortunately. But support goes a long way, complications. Oh, you said you're not a Dak Prescott hater? But I get what you're saying, Greg, man. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about the fan base collectively. When we win, everybody's high on the sauce. When we lose, everybody ready to fold up like a wallet on a lawn chair. And then when we win again, they back on the wagon. But my thing is, collectively speaking, when you are a die-hard fan, yeah, it's good to be criticized. It's good to criticize. But even when you criticize, you still have an alleyway. Man, that song wasn't great. But man, my artist's gonna come out with another song that's gonna bang. But you're not gonna sit there and say after 2 or 3 bad songs, oh man, my artist is trash. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z didn't have every hit record, but collectively Jay-Z fans still are Jay-Z fans. Beyonce never had a hit record on all of her songs, but still that Beehive. And look, if y'all think I'm lying, y'all say something negative to Beyonce and watch how her fan base come on at you, at the throat of you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say that some of the Philadelphia Eagle fans, regardless win, lose, or draw, they still keep the same energy. Cowboy fan base, they don't keep the same energy. We can be up, we 7-4, and a third of the Cowboy fan base saying, the sky is falling. No more, we can't run around with, we are the best, we are the Cowboys. It's been 25 to 26 years. We fold so quick collectively. But the Philadelphia Eagles fans, them jokers were still talking noise when they was losing. And they talking noise when they was average. They talking noise when they was winning. They keep the same energy, but Cowboy fan base, for all of a sudden, the first sight of blood, they sitting there saying, dog, I'm out. They so quick to say, dog, hey, Law, it's been 25 years and I have a right to criticize. That's just how it goes. Our O-line, look, Tommy, boy, you're right. Our O-line, they need to stop that. Eagles used to lose it. but they fan base, they still keep it up. It's funny. Oh my goodness. Derek Carr, he had said in his press conference, you guys go back and listen to Derek Carr presser, and one of the things that he mentioned was the Cowboys, really great team. They was playing us not even at full strength, and we had to play and pull out everything that we could. He said, now this is Derek Carr, he said, man, that is one of the hardest, difficult teams that I had to play in my entire career. That's Derek Carr. That's a team that just beat us. And one thing I can tell you about football, they knew that they probably got away with one, right? With some of those penalties. He may not mention, but he will say, hey man, that was a strong and physical team, and they wasn't even at full strength. So I come here to tell you guys. The Dallas Cowboys. And I know it sounds like excuses, but there's always a silver line. This team still managed to put up north of 30 points, right? With the absence of tell you guys on the offensive side, Amari Cooper, C.D. Lamb. Of course, this was Tyron Smith's first game back. He looked a little slow in certain situations, but he started getting his playing legs up under him. And then on top of that, Cowboy Nation, we had a banged up Ezekiel Elliott. Excuse me, the kicker can't make a kick. Kicker make his kick when we have this conversation like this, right? Without D-Law, Randy Gregory. But before you guys try to crucify me and shank me with the butter knife, a reinforcement is coming. We still them boys, right, Brian? You know, beat all hard. It stings when you lose, Cowboy Nation. But the most important thing is this team will rebound. This team will figure this out. We ride or die. Yeah, I feel you, fam. I feel you. Yeah, let's see what we got over here. Man, Aaron Rodgers have nothing to still winning games. Bull sugar, they just lost. They just lost to a team. Let me tell you, Samuel, you see, you prisoner of the moment. Bull sugar, they just lost to a team that we won against with our backup quarterback. So stop giving Aaron Rodgers. See, that's what we do. We so worry about other teams that we'll go and pick out small moments of greatness that they go through, or glories that they go to, and you go around and you preface your whole statement around that. As good as Aaron Rodgers is, he only got one more Super Bowl than Dak Prescott, one more Super Bowl than Tony Romo. Right? So let's stop giving Aaron Rodgers all the praise. Aaron Rodgers. As good as he is, he only got one Super Bowl. As good as Drew Brees was, he only had one Super Bowl. As good as all of those boys with all of their accolades, with the better coaching and everything else, they only won one more Super Bowl than us. So y'all give so much praise to everybody else, and then y'all never stop to realize to give praises to what you got. Don't spoil what you have by desiring the things that you don't have, but be happy and be understanding that at least the thing that you do have was something that you wish for. We could be still in the Vanity Testaverde years, right? So it is what it is, you know? But it's crazy, Cowboy Nation. We're not gonna win them all. I come here to tell you, if I were to tell you guys before the season ever started that the Cowboys are going to be 7-4 after Thanksgiving, I think a third of you guys say, hey, I'll take that, bro. I would absolutely take that. But don't move it, the goalpost, when we are now 7-4 after Thanksgiving. We got 6 more games left. And on top of that, excuse me, from my understanding, you got to play games within your division, which is quite frankly, common opponents. And I think that the Cowboys would do a better job against common opponents. That's what makes you get to the playoff. You got to play your common opponents, right? So the Eagles that people give so much praises to because they're right behind us. Can somebody post their divisional record in the chat? Can somebody post what is their record in the division game? Not against uncommon opponents, common opponents. And can somebody tell me what the Cowboys' divisional record is, right? You know, that's what I want to know. You know, division. We're talking about division. Not uncommon opponents. Philly Fan D, 0-1. Cowboys 2-0. I rest my case. We finna go, and I like the way the NFL crafted it. I like the way the NFL built it up. You play your division games at the end. That's common opponents. You should be locked, loaded, and ready. Now, here's what I gotta say before I roll. 6 games left. Few things that I want the Cowboys to fix up, and they can't use this as an excuse. Offensive line. Pick your battles. If you think that Terrence Steele is the guy, let him be the right tackle, right? understand your assignment. Let's stop playing musical chairs. Stop being double-minded. Stop being lukewarm. If you're hot for this particular situation, you stay hot with that particular situation. Don't be wishy-washy. The kicker. If Greg the Leg is the kicker, let him be the kicker, right? They got rid of Lyrum, hallelujah, what have you, I get it. But you got to hold him accountable. If this dude missed another chip shot, and he said, hey, I don't practice those, you keep Lyrum, hallelujah, however you say that man's name, to put the pressure back on him. Matter of fact, let's be mindful that there's 3 phases to a football game, actually 4, but special team plays a major role. All right, the other thing that kind of get me into a bind here with the Cowboys, let's stop announcing what we're focusing on. It's none of anybody's business that you focusing on the officials. Don't give us that. Focus on the god-doggone game. Stop saying that, okay, we study and we make analysis of this official crew. Well, dog, it is not working. You are the most penalized team in the National Football League. And give me this right here, Cowboy Nation. When there's a penalty that is not caused by the officials, like false starts, you hear me out, encroachment, coaching staff, be mindful of that and put your foot down on their backs when they do that. I get it on holding and PI calls, but those other calls, those unnecessary calls, as it relates to encroachment, false starts, and these sorts of things, if you saying that you focusing in on the aficionados, then dog, what are you doing about those things, right? I digress. Cowboy Nation, let's stay focus in, don't fold up, keep your mind straight, keep your hearts together, Cowboy Nation, and keep fighting, keep grinding. AB was grabbed. I feel you on that, Greg Berry. Jabril Cox injured. Yeah, I feel you on that. Any other questions? Thank those who gave the donations. Appreciate you, Big. Shout out to you, Jovan. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Don't fold up like a cheap tent. Yeah, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. We're in the lovely area of Louisiana. It's the Mississippi River. Let's go. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know, there's a lot of wind. You might hear a lot of distortions in this video, but I appreciate you guys. One love, Cowboy Nation, all day, every day. Appreciate you guys. We'll be on and on. We'll talk about the Jerry Jones interview in a few, but I got to get out of here. Salute.